afternoon and welcome to my channel. We're going to be going in today on this whole Diddy situation. Just let me get situated here. This thing is a little too loud. Okay, we're going to go in on this, guys. Give me a few minutes. Let's give some time for people to get up in here. And we shall begin. Hold on, guys. What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Last night I had a few revelations about what's going on with this whole Diddy situation. It's more serious than people think. There's a lot of underlying dilemmas we have in the music industry right now that needs to be addressed. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned about this whole situation with Diddy and the accusations and what's being revealed to us. And there's a spiritual meaning behind most of this stuff. Also, I'm going to be discussing an old Lipstick Alley article that came out maybe in 2016 or 2018 that was talking about Diddy and a situation that happened with him that was somebody spoke about. She was there on and she put it up on Lipstick Alley. And it's pretty crazy, y'all. It's pretty crazy. Like, what I'm about to say, these things is not normal. It's not going to be a normal conversation. It might even be a life-changing situation for some of you. But first, let's go to the disclaimer, because I don't want to get sued. Okay, let's go to the disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit education or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Let's get that straight. What's up, Kane? Let's get that straight first. So now we're seeing, to me, in my opinion, okay, from the way I look at it, is what's going on with Diddy right now is he's getting his karma back. Everything that he did to others is happening to him. He abandoned everybody. Now people is abandoning him. He abandoned G-Dep. He abandoned Shine, who's now speaking out on him. I guess he feels it's safe now for him to speak. He abandoned Black Rob. Black Rob wound up passing away. He did not care. He was contacted and told that Black Rob needed help. He did not assist Black Rob. Black Rob ended up deceased. He abandoned G Dep. G Dep was locked up. He did not help G Dep the whole time. I don't know. I guess G Dep has a very good heart because he does not blame Diddy for anything, and he does not have any animosity towards Diddy. But all of these things that he has done to others is now happening to him. He never used to mingle in public, in the hood or nothing. And now that he's in trouble, he came back. He want to mingle and run around all over the place. You want to hold people against their will? Now he's locked up. He's being held against his wills. He forced people to defend themselves against him. Now he's going to have to defend himself against all the allegations coming at him. He liked to embarrass people. Now he's being embarrassed. So this is a very good, let's say, a very good example of how karma works. Okay? What happened with Diddy is what happens with a lot of people. They disconnect themselves from themselves. He disconnected himself from a source, which is the people that support these people, the people that made them famous, the people that put their energy and their money behind their music, tuned in whenever they was anywhere where they could be seen, all of that. And then y'all just look at these people and just throw them away, look at them as meaningless. But as soon as they get in trouble, they come back and they want to mingle and tingle with the people from the hood. Because that's the source of everything. Us. He abandoned his soul. Now he has no spiritual protection. When you abandon and remove yourself. Exactly, Cain. When you remove yourself from yourself. This is what I always tell people. Don't ever think that you are not important. Because what they have us viewing as making someone important is not the real thing. You have to go by what God says. God put us all here for a reason. Okay? We are all representing the Most High. That's where we come from. That's where the babies come from. That's why babies, when they first come here, they're so loving and sweet. They don't judge anyone because they're coming here under God's program. As we get older, we get tainted by the ways of this world where we are now. But you don't come here that way. So when you disconnect yourself from the source of where you came from, whether spiritually or physically, then you're left open for attack. And that's what happens to these people. They disconnect and think that they're getting the world because they replace spiritual riches with material riches. And it's just bullshit. It's not what they think it is. It never helps them in the end. Diddy has all of this money. Diddy is worth, they say, almost $1 billion. If not $1 billion, $500 million. This $500 million that he supposedly has is not helping him in this situation. Because he has disconnected himself from source. And this is what they like to do. They do all of these things and put all of these things out there for us to put our energy into. And we, unbeknownst to us rather, we disconnect from source. We disconnect from the protection that we came here with. We're actually giving up our divinity. So I want to show y'all something that Lipstick Alley reported. This is a story that this young lady put up here to discuss what she went through in 1994. As many of you know, I've been in the business for about 15 years in various positions. It was during the summer of 1994. A friend and I were in LA for the Soul Train Awards. I was working the event. One of my girlfriends was friends with Wolf. Now, Wolf was one of Diddy's bodyguards. He was tragically taken out in 2003 by BMF. But we'll talk about that another time. Hold on, y'all. Let me let my nephew get up here. Hold on a sec. What's up, nephew?
What's going on, Queen?
I'm giving them this story that was just everybody's going back to regarding Diddy. So listen to this. She was working the event. One of my girlfriends was friends with Wolf, who's now deceased. He was one of Sean Combs' best friends. Anyway, we chilled with Diddy, Wolf, Warren G, and a few others the following day after the awards and vowed to hang out when we got back to the East. That evening, us girls caught our flight and arrived home safely. 2 days later, my girl gets a call from Wolf wanting to hang out, so we all agreed to meet at Puffy's apartment, which at the time was on 23rd Street. We get there and we commence the partying and hanging out, smoking, drinking, and doing the things you do when you hang out. About 3 to 4 hours into the hangout session, Wolf calls myself, my girlfriend, and the other girl we were with that he was trying to holler at, and other people to come downstairs. So we left everyone else and followed him. I assumed he asked us based on the conversation we all had been having back in Cali and earlier that evening. We get downstairs and the room is completely blackened out. There were couches and a small table in the room. Wolf asked us if we believed in God. We all said yes. Nobody was really taking shit seriously. Hell, we was effed up anyway. He asked us individually what we wanted out of life and if by some chance if we could have what we wanted, would we do anything for it? Like young chicks, we all basically in unison was like, hell yeah. He said good and told us to sit down on the floor, so we did. Puffy wasn't saying anything during our initial questioning. Then he joined us and sat on the floor. We all sat in complete silence for about 10 minutes, just looking back at one another. And then Wolf, Puffy, and this other dude started chanting this crazy stuff. They was chanting, y'all, okay? At this time, the room started to become colder and colder by the minute, to the point I was becoming uncomfortable because I like it hot all the time. Still, our dumb asses didn't move or say anything. That is until they started talking in voices that didn't sound like what they were previously talking in. Their voices changed, y'all, okay? While they were chanting. As they were chanting and getting more deep into it, the sound of their voices changed. At this point, it was so cold in the room you could see your breath, and I was completely not up for what was going down or about to go down. Hell, I didn't know what was happening. All I knew is I knew it was time to go, and I didn't want to do this anymore. I motioned to get up, and Wolf shot me a look that seemed to go right through me. I got scared then. I tried to move, but I couldn't, so I just started praying real hard, something I hadn't done before. I didn't do it out loud, but the more I prayed, the angrier they got, it seemed, until Puffy looked at me and told me to get out. Not anyone else, just me. I was so scared I didn't even look back at my other two friends. I just went back upstairs. I grabbed my coat and left. Honestly, everyone left upstairs seems to be looking at me real crazy. I got home and tried to forget what happened. The next night, I had what I thought was a nightmare, but it was as real to me as I'm sitting here typing. I was lying in bed and about to doze off to sleep when I smelled something. Mind you, I was in my apartment alone and hadn't cooked anything all day. It was a rancid smell, almost like a foul man's odor. Then my apartment became ice cold like the night before, and as I tried to wake myself up, I felt hands holding me down. Again, I prayed to God to help me, that whatever was happening to me, please save me. It felt like I prayed and struggled all night. When I finally woke up the next morning, my body felt like it had been through a battle. I was sore and my upper arms were bruised. I later told my Nana, very, very religious, what happened, and she said that somebody or something was after my soul. I went on for a couple more years teetering on the edge before I became born again and realized what was trying to be done to me. The sad thing is I was so eager and anxious to be down and get put on, I almost lost my soul to get ahead. Now, I know that sounds crazy. Yeah, they did a seance. I did do a story with Wolf. Yep, and see, I don't think it was a seance, Kane. I think it was more like they was doing a ritual. They was calling on demons, and I was talking to NC last night, and I was telling her how people be opening up these portals with these rituals. That's what rituals are for, y'all. Rituals are to open up portals and let certain entities and energies onto the planet. So when you do these drawings and these pentagrams and stuff, it's actually a doorway. Okay, so this is what they do. This is what everybody might want to know what these rituals are, but it's really them contacting these demons and getting controlled by them or getting advice from them, trying to get ahead in whatever it is they're trying to get ahead in. Nephew, you there?
Yeah, that's a crazy story, man. I was just thinking, like, what the going
But
on?
let me tell y'all something was even crazier. When I read this last night, I was in the house. I had all the lights on. All of a sudden, all the lights in my house went off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not lying. All the lights in my house went off.
So
And
Wolf,
then, huh?
so Wolf, right? Wolf. That's the one that passed, right?
Yeah, that was his
In
bodyguard.
Atlanta.
That
Yeah, I
got
read.
killed by BMF.
Yeah, I read about him in a BMF book and story. Yeah.
Um, but they also said like Wolf started to get like disgruntled with Diddy because what happened was when Diddy got fired from Uptown Records, Wolf took all his money. Wolf and Riz took their money and helped him pay the artist that he had signed already to Bad Boy because he was just starting a label, but he didn't have no money. So they was helping him until he got that deal with Universal Records through Arista, through none other than Clive Davis.
How you doing, NC? How you doing to everybody in the chat? K-Shine, everybody in the chat. Yeah. Wolf looked at a little freak off fish. Like from the pictures I see, I be seeing them in and stuff from back in the days. He looked like a little freak off fish, Brian Pumper looking type of dude.
Well, I think it's a little deeper than that. I think that they get into this thinking that the people that live this way and do these practices are the ones that have the keys or the clout to get them in. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So they
that's
get caught
correct.
up in that type of lifestyle, and when they recognize what's really going on, it's too late because they too far in it.
Yeah, they already got them demons on them.
They already got that shit attached to them because when you got that shit going on, and these portals are being opened, that's why when she went home, she had something attached to her. You feel me?
Yeah.
So she went through that the next night. They say that about movies too, but I don't know about movies so much as I know like when you're around this type of stuff. Like a lot of these artists are in these seances and these things. And we was talking about Bashir Gray on me and NC last night, the young boy that was on Empire.
Yeah, that's crazy with that dude, man. They did something to that dude real bad, man. He was
Well,
so talented.
I think it was more he was around when they was doing these things, and some things attached themselves to him that he just couldn't shake off.
That's a
Now,
real sad story.
it's sad, but people need to understand how real the spiritual world is because they think everything is what you can see and touch. And unfortunately, it's not that way, y'all. It's a whole lot of shit out here and a whole aspect of us as human beings that we do not understand. So we're susceptible to being tools in the middle of this spiritual warfare between God and the devil. Because the devil wants us to follow him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying.
God sent us down here with free will. He didn't send us here to stay how the way he made us because that way we would have been robots. So he gave us that's what free will means. You choose what lifestyle you're going to lead. But last night, y'all, my lights went off when I was after I read that story and was contemplating doing a video or talking about it. The lights went off in the living room and in my room. And when I got up, it came back on, but that never happened before. So that was kind of wild to me that happened. But it
Super
also
wild.
let me know that I was on to some shit. You feel me?
That happened to me before. Um, Back when I was younger, me and my girl cousin was in the house. She played Little Wayne's song. I make it rain, I make it but it was just the beat, the instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as she put that on, Everything went dark in the house. I was like, turn that off, turn that off, turn that off.
And when she turned it off, what happened?
We had to cut the lights back on.
Mm-hmm. If shit get to flying around my room after this, I'm gonna need a donation. I give you a donation. Create shit gonna fly around your room. It's just that I needed a sign. I don't know. I needed a sign. I was kind of looking for whether I should talk about these things or not. And I was talking to NC last night, and I was, really open with her because I can be. But I was like, I need to be telling this to the world. Like, that's why I truly understood what Jaguar Wright was doing when she started talking, because I knew she was telling the truth, because everything she was saying, I was already feeling it was that way. But she had filled in all the blanks for me. She had all the details. And she was playing her position. That's her position she was to play. She was put in that around those people so that she could do exactly what she was doing. Because in all reality, these people work for us. All of these negative things that these people are going through is to teach us, because they're on a world stage. People might say, well, why would God be teaching us through entertainment? That's because that's where our attention is. Everywhere our attention goes is where the lessons are. Yeah, Cat doubled down. Yeah, because they probably was attacking him again. Because Cat Williams and DMX was under attack for many, many years. And now that he's seen what happened to DMX, I'm sure that had an effect on him. Because him and DMX was going through it at the same time for the same reasons. They wasn't going along with the program wholeheartedly. And when you don't go along with the program wholeheartedly, they're going to show you who the boss is.
And you know what's so crazy? The what Jaguar Wright did for you, how she fill in all the blanks, you did that for me. You filled in
Thank you.
all the blanks.
Thank you, nephew. But there's a spiritual war going on, and people have to understand that the more we are attracted to these negative things and give it our energy, the more power that they get. They wouldn't have all of this power if they didn't have our attention. And that's why you see when they fall from grace, the first thing they do is they want to connect back with the neighborhoods and the little people.
And the
Because
kids,
and the kids, because that's
the
the source of the power.
yeah, they if they could keep the kids' mindset from every generation, they could keep the energy going for what they trying to promote.
Right, right. That's why you see my man. I always say this when I get into these conversations. That's why you see my man Morpheus when he was This was one of the billboards for the Matrix, because this is what we are. We are the battery to everything. That's what that meant. These people show us who they are. Look at Diddy. What do he look like? He looked like the devil.
That's a fact.
Look at
Go
his
put the
eyebrows, how they look. He looked like the devil. Because the more he got into that business and the more he got into that world, he became these people. He became these entities. And that's what it's really about. It's somebody that wants to have his spot. It's somebody that they want to protect, which is why he's being attacked now. But Jaguar broke that down too. I'm going to play a clip of Jaguar's
put.
recent thing I heard her on. Go ahead, nephew.
No, I was gonna ask you to put the Morpheus battery thing back up for the kids for a little while, just so they could see it while they watching the video. Just longer, they could store in their brain that you are the battery.
You are the battery. So that's why I be trying to tell people, like, don't think that you're not important. Every move you make contributes to the vibration and the frequency on this planet. So if we was moving more in a positive direction, if we shunned all the negative stuff we see instead of giving it all the energy we give it, it wouldn't have the power. It would die down. But
Look
since
how
we're
he holding
attracted
it.
to that,
Look how he holding it and watching it like it's a diamond or something. You know what I mean? Like
it is. It's called a Duracell battery. What are cells? Cells is what keeps us alive as human beings. Do you understand?
I never thought about that.
It's always the etymology and everything is always there, but it's hard to connect it because the majority of us are not thinking this way. The majority of us do not understand how important the spiritual aspect of us is. everything happens in the spiritual realm first, and then it happens here. That's where the permission thing comes in. And the magic that they have on us is movies and entertainment and video and imagery. That's the magic that they have over us, because then they can program us to produce the energy that's needed for what they want to do. If y'all can understand, if you look at this battery, that's what you are. You can either be on the negative side or the positive side. And that's the spiritual war that we in. Now this dude Diddy was a major factor in fooling the people. Everybody's chasing it. Once they lose favor with the people, they lose favor with everything else. Now if y'all notice, lately people been dissing Jay-Z like crazy left and right. Which if 5 years ago they wasn't saying and doing the things that they're doing. Nicki Minaj even called him a PUSSY. Okay, they wasn't talking about Jay. Like everybody was scared to talk about Jay-Z. But see, now something's happening, and I think what's really happening is the fact that there's more of us that understand now how this world works, and they're not able to fool us anymore. So they're not as valuable to these people as they used to be.
I look at it kind of different too, like because on the street level, like I'm not talking about as I feel like on the street level, everything is connected all the way to the industry. So and this my feeling. I feel like they switch a button and everything changed for you, and that's from a lower level to a higher level. And I don't know how that happens. It's like a memo, because I heard Dick Gregory talk about the memo.
Yeah, they get a memo, and everybody knows who's falling out of favor. See, everybody's saying, "Oh, why ain't his friends saying nothing?" and this and that. If Diddy was the one that was on the outside and somebody else was in trouble, he would be quiet too. They're being used to teach us what this world really is, because they're not going to tell us. It's up to us to decipher it. And it keeps happening, the same things over and over and over. And they give us a story in a different way, and we still go for it all the time. It's like we don't want to know the truth. That's why I said, can you handle the truth? A lot of people can't. So their energy is used to feed the negative aspect of the agenda. Unbeknownst to them, they're powering this shit. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a fact. 100%.
That's why you see all the negativity has precedence right now, because we're not giving enough energy and frequency to the other side so that the angelic presence can take over and switch things around. We're giving more of our energy to the negativity. So they're the ones with the power. And then you have all these people doing these rituals and opening up these portals and these gates, and they don't know that it has to be closed. That's why this is the origin of haunted houses. Because people previously that were there, or someone was on that property or in that house doing these rituals and opened up a portal that was never closed. You understand? That's
Hmm.
where the poltergeist shit come from and all that. And that's where, if you could see that in Ghostbusters, where they had to clean up. They had a machine that pulled in the spirit of whatever it was. You feel me?
You said Portuguese. What's a Portuguese?
Poltergeist.
I
Poltergeist
heard
is,
Offset say that in the song with the Migos.
yeah, poltergeist is a lingering spirit.
Mm.
That's what a poltergeist is. It's a lingering spirit that has not gone over, or crossed over. It could be negative or positive. Now, I've done lives where I was speaking about people who were deceased, and they came through on my live. I didn't hear it while I was
I
live,
remember that.
but I heard it afterwards. Because it's just that we're on a different realm, and they're just crossing over. So we're on these Wi-Fi things. We're in these frequencies, and they try to communicate, and it comes through the computer. It might not come through if I wasn't on the computer. You feel me? But since I was on live, it came through, and that was Duke the Jeweler. Duke the Jeweler came through, and the dude from Tupac friend. What's Tupac friend name? The one that was the gang member. God damn, I always forget his name. Monster Cody. Monster Cody. When Monster Cody passed away, I thought that was very suspicious too, because they said they found him on a campsite smoking crack, and that did not sound nothing like no damn Monster Cody.
3 minutes ago, you said we gotta stop giving light in our eyes to the negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at the picture that you got up there, Morpheus, what he doing? He's paying attention to the negative side of the battery, right? Or that's the negative side is the
That's the
bottom.
positive. The
Okay, all
positive
right. The
side is on the
positive is up.
top.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
He's paying attention to the positive side. All right.
He
Never
got his
mind. Never
hand on the negative
on the
part of the
negative part.
battery.
Yeah.
Well, see, most people just look at that as a battery, right? What are you holding the battery for? But let's
Yeah.
get to this. I want y'all to listen to some of this interview that Jaguar was doing last night. And it was deep. Let's stop this and go back in. It was deep because she can break it down better than me. Here it is. Let's see here. Um, she went in. So be prepared for what you ready to hear. I don't know why people be saying she lying. She don't. What reason does she have to lie? She's jealous. She mad because she didn't make it. You know, people are so ignorant and they're so caught up in materialism. That's why they don't get the lessons.
Life since he was a kid in Marcy
Hold on. She going in. She gonna go in.
College, sir.
All right, so what did P. Diddy do to fall out the good graces? Because we know he been getting away with this because he been in the boule. I heard somebody say something about the boule. You
Yes,
know,
he's been in the Boule for many years. The
so
Diageo, yeah.
so
But see, this goes even deeper. This goes into skull and bones. And the
Hold up a minute. I gotta tell y'all what the boule is. The boule is a lot of people when you talk about the Illuminati, they'll say, they not a part of the Illuminati and this and that. They're not a part of them. They're a branch of them. So that branch is a bunch of black people like Oprah, Obama, Bill Cosby. A lot of these people are in the boule. They believe
Denzel
that
Washington.
Denzel. I don't think Denzel is in it. I don't think Denzel is one exception that I don't think is fully involved in that. Some type of way he was able to not go all the way with that. But if you they believe that white people is always gonna win. And they feel like if you can't beat them, join them. So what they do is they help the Illuminati people keep their positions, and they help to hide a lot of things from us that we should know. They're privy to it, but we're not. They understand the spiritual aspect of us, and they help hide it, like the Freemasons, the Eastern Stars, sororities, fraternities, all of these things. That's why you see when black people go to school and get educated and they join these sororities and fraternities, they don't never really come back to the hood and help and give their talents and try to build up the hood because they've joined them now to a certain degree. So this is where they recruit these people at. So that's why you see all the time these celebrities are always giving money to these HBCUs and stuff. It's really because they're funding the process of recruiting these people into these secret societies. But let's continue.
Anunnaki. See, they don't want y'all to believe in what is real. They want y'all to believe in the bullshit. None of these people believe in God. Matter of fact, their entire agenda is to make you forget God so you'll worship them.
mm,
That's the plan. That's the play. That's why they hate people like me. I'm one of the only music artists who ever signed an industry deal where I demanded that my business manager cut 10% of all my gross revenue and earning and send it to my church. I pay tithes. And it was crazy because every time I would do that, a big check would come. 150,000, 500,000. Imagine that somebody off the top giving God what is God's. first. I was made out to be crazy. Um, who just gives this kind of money to a church? Like they literally this is how they break it. And yeah, he was suing the vodka company, but he wasn't suing the vodka company just because he was suing the vodka
Now, when she's talking about suing the vodka company, she's talking about Diddy. Let's continue.
company. What he wasn't telling anyone is that him and his sugar daddy broke up. And his sugar daddy wasn't opening up the doors for the monies in the liquor world like he wanted it. So he sued thinking that that was going to get him in line. He didn't realize they had already made a better deal with a better sodomite.
And who is that? Who his replacement finna be?
Jay-Z. Well, at least that's what he thinks. That's what he's hoping. See, Jay-Z is betting that I guarantee you that private arrest that ain't nobody want nobody to see until I started demanding 1 million people at a time. I want my perp walk because I don't think anybody wants anyone to know that it was most likely Jay-Z that convinced him to come back to New York and that everything was going to be okay and that he was going to talk to the feds and they was going to smooth it out. And he did the same thing to him that he did to D Haven. Same thing to him that he did to Dame Dash. He had Dame thinking that they was just gonna sell the company and everything was gonna be okay. He went through that whole fake fucking like I hate the fact that two of the biggest setups in his career I was a part of, Unplugged and Fade to Black. It wasn't until the night that we did Fade to Black at Madison Square Garden that I think Dame was starting to really understand that this dude never had his best interest at heart. I listened to Memphis Bleak sit there and praise Beyonce, talking about all hell Beyonce and bragging and laughing about how Aaliyah was dead, how she was gone, and Beyonce's here.
Now, they all knew, because we was talking about the memo, they all knew what was about to happen with Beyonce. Okay? If you look at, let me see, is this what the one? Mary J. Blige did an interview right after that. Let me see if I can play this interview.
In memory of Aaliyah.
Yeah, this is my crew. We put, you know, the style she gave
Did y'all
everybody
hear
with
me what
it.
I was saying just now? Because I think I was on mute.
Nah, I heard you, Queen.
Okay, let me put this Mary J. back on.
You have is in memory of Aaliyah.
Yeah, this is my crew. We put, you know, the style she gave everybody with it. This is this. I don't even know what to say. Uh, I just know that that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not. Because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring proof. You know what I'm saying? For what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life.
The reason why I played that is because you see, she said it was a spiritual murder. Now, at that point, Mary wasn't down with it. She didn't really know too much about it. But after that, after she did that interview, she never spoke on that again. And they are mentioning bringing up Mary a lot in this whole situation. See, and other people are gonna go down for this Diddy stuff, and it's not because of what y'all think. It's because they're gonna use, they're protecting somebody, so they're gonna throw all of them under the bus to save themselves, because they'll just find some new people to replace them. So when y'all see people who start coming up after all of this is revealed, you'll know who the replacements are. But let's continue because Jaguar went in on this.
Here and did nobody give a damn about how Dame felt. I listened to Dame Dad sit there and scream and cry. I watched people hold him down while all of his so-called people around him turned on him for the witchcraft down the hall. It's wild. That's why I walked away, because that was the moment that I knew that they had unalived Aaliyah and I was going to be next. I knew it. I was being lined up.
Now I want to say something. Look, this how I know it's real because you on my channel. I didn't even know you was coming on here. So I could see you ain't doing this for clout. This is all truth. This is my first time ever talking to you. So for you to come on here when I know you could probably sell an interview for thousands of dollars, for you to come on here and just give away free content for me, the person you don't know,
The truth
like,
should be free.
yeah,
People pay me for my time, but the truth is free. I'm not in this for money. Everyone needs to get serious about what they want to believe immediately. See, I'm a true believer. I know what's real and what's not real. And I know that a lot of people are about to get tricked into giving up their lives for nothing. Yes, Jay-Z said everyone up because that's what he does. See, it's easy to be shocked and appalled until you look at this for what it is. Two government informant rats fighting to see who's going to get that last piece of cheese. They're all government informants. All of your favorite rappers are government informants. That's why they can get away with the things that they can get away with. That's why they can do the things that they can do. The feds are watching everyone. All of these crimes. See, people keep looking and they're amazed. Oh my God, he committed all of these crimes. He committed all of these crimes and no one did nothing. Ah.
Y'all all right? Y'all following? I'm just checking in. Y'all good?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, people were afraid. Well, you know what? I would be afraid too if I went to the police 10 times and tried to file a police report against a crazy entertainer that was doing me dirty. And every time I leave, they tell me I need to get counseling, take my report, throw it in the trash, and then accept the envelope of the man who walked in after me. How does that keep happening over and over again? How do you go to police committees and oversight committees, and then you see them having drinks at the the uppity place with the very person that you went to file a report with, to file a report against? Like it, the devil is working hard.
overtime.
He uses these people. He uses these people. But see, what don't nobody want to take into consideration? And we need to look at it now, especially when they're trying to push Kamala Harris down everyone's throat. This is the Luciferian Rand Company. And part of the reason why they took prayer out of church is because they didn't want you to believe in prayer. Schools, all of that, these religious ministers, their lies. It's one big elaborate show all set up for mass society to fall into. So they lose access to the God that truly is there for them.
Yeah, I heard you say on one of your videos. I was just watching it. I think I played it on this broadcast where you say Jay-Z situation gonna be worse than P Diddy. Then you said
Yes.
Jay-Z think he gonna take P Diddy place. So it had me thinking, how can what did Jay-Z do that's worse than this?
You have no idea what that man is capable of.
I mean, cause
See,
we don't hear
I
much
can't
details.
say certain things because certain things puts me in the crosshairs of becoming a material witness. And if I become a material witness, then that means the feds can come and claim me, see? And they can hold me until I tell them what they want to know.
Okay, we don't want that to happen. We got to keep you free. We got to protect you at all
Well,
costs.
if I go in there, if the feds are able to take custody of me, they'll do whatever they want to do to me in there. They not happy with me. I'm out here burning all their assets. But I know that there are certain people that also know exactly what I know. Why shouldn't they tell it? See, that's my objective, to make people tell the truth so I don't have to.
Man, it looked
That's
like
why
somebody.
people have a hard time dealing with me.
Jaguar White is playing her position to the T. You know what it means to find your life purpose? I keep trying to tell people these stars are playing their positions, even the ones that passed away, because there's something for us to learn. We are being fooled as to the way this world really operates. So God is trying to shake us up and say, look, 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 look. That's where everybody is. That's where everybody's attention is, entertainment. So that's where the lessons are coming from. And you know what, y'all? I've been like open to this since 2009. And I was telling NC last night, I had a good conversation with Sis last night. And I was telling her what opened me up was Michael Jackson. Because I had seen Michael Jackson my whole life. Like, he was always a staple. I loved him when I was a kid. And he was running around with the ABC, all those songs. He was the shit. And I remember really loving Mike. And to see what happened to him, what the result was, it kind of like shook me on my foundation a little bit. And I know, yeah, it's a star, but like I said, your lessons come from what you see, what you pay attention to. And entertainment is prevalent among us. Like, we see everything every day regarding something every day regarding entertainment. So when he passed away, it was kind of strange to me. And one day I came home from work. I was with somebody at the time. And I just didn't want to talk. I just came home, sat on the couch. Usually I would light a cigarette or go get something to drink or eat, or, go take a shower. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't move. I just sat on the couch and I was silent for like 30 minutes. And the dude that was with me was like, "Babe, you all right?" And I was like, I just was shaking my head. I just didn't want to talk. Something, a voice within me or something. Now I understand that to be a download. One of the ways that you get a download. But I was asking questions in my mind, like, because my son was questioning me about Passion of the Christ. And
Yo,
he
that.
kept, and my son he would get, I'll be at work and I come home and my son will be sitting on the couch and he'd be like waiting for me with questions. He brought all his friends in the house and kept making them watch Passion of the Christ. So he goes, "Mom, where does the Bible come from?" And I was like, "It comes from Jesus's apostles. Like, he gave them messages." He said, "How you know?" And found myself started getting angry because I felt like he was being disrespectful and blasphemous. Like, how dare he ask me that? He said, "How you know God told them that? They was people too." This is my son saying this to me. So this was around the time where I was questioning things.
I,
So I was mad at him and shut him down. But in the back of my mind, I was like, God, I need some answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really need to, I really don't have the answers for him. I need to know he's asking legitimate questions. Go ahead, nephew.
yeah, I seen the Passion of the Christ, and actually I seen it in that mall over there by Pink Houses when it first came out. I went with, I think, my grandma. I swear, because I don't even be around my grandma, but she a church head. But we went and stuff. I swear to God, the whole church was crying. I was crying. Everybody was crying. I ain't gonna lie, that movie hit home. Like, after that, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was a straight Jesus head after that. Like, like, I wasn't playing that other shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, here's
But
the thing. Here's the thing about Jesus that people don't know. They keep telling us that the Most High only had one son, and we can only communicate with the Most High through His Son. And that's not for us. That's for those other entities. Jesus had more than one son. They're being metaphysical. The one race that comes from is the black race, who is fully melanated with God's dust. So that's you. That's black men. So when they say that you can only communicate with the Most High through Him. It's because they don't have all of the spiritual mechanisms to be able to communicate with the Most High. So that's why we are the mediators. Anything that they need to be done, we get used for because they can't communicate directly with the Most High to manifest things like us. So when they talk about Jesus, they're talking about you. They got us people wearing Jesus pieces and all of this stuff and stuff like that, and Jesus on the cross dead. Jesus on the cross being unalived and dying is not a message from the Most High. No, that's not. Even in a metaphysical sense. What it is showing you that in order for us to manifest what we want, we have to use you, the blood of Christ. That's what that is. The cross does not represent life. There's only one image and symbol they're giving you, which is the male phallus, which cannot reproduce anything. You're not going to reproduce anything. Everything is dead, like winter. Nothing grows in the winter, the cold. If you see the lady when she was talking about the story where she was sitting with Diddy and them and they was chanting and they opened up this portal and it got real cold in the room. Even in the movies you see that when they talk about a demon entering a room, how cold it gets, how wind starts blowing and shit like that. This
Hmm.
is the same thing.
Or like when a ghost come in the room.
Yeah.
But yo, I want to speak on when like I started seeing that things was crazy in this world. Like, yeah, it was 2003, 2003 when LeBron James got drafted. You know, I was a basketball head at that time. I really wasn't into hip hop. I was into more like dance hall and reggae. And yo, I was going to Empire around that time. So, well, not around that time, but that's around the time 2005 I was going. So, this when LeBron career was going up. Delonte West. Delonte West is the basketball player that
Yeah, I
was.
know.
Okay, you know about Delonte West. Okay, Delonte West was the player that was sleeping with LeBron James' moms, and then his career went downhill after that. He was LeBron James' teammate.
And he just now all of a sudden he's schizophrenic.
Yes, that story right there, because I was a basketball head at the time, it messed my head up. And Dwayne Wade's situation with his first wife. I was paying attention to those things. And I was like, yo, something is just not right about these situations. You know, it just ain't fit right with me, you know? So when I started doing my research, I was like, oh man, like, you know, I was young, but I couldn't really understand what was going on. But I always paid attention to it. But now that I'm older, I'm starting to see things that relate to it in different industries. I started putting things together. You know what I mean?
That's how they confuse people because it's different industries, so people think that one is not connected to the other. Like they don't think the sports world is connected to the music world, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when I was following LeBron James and him, I started seeing that all the NBA players was coming to New York to Rucker Park to check in with Jay-Z. You know, and that's how he built up his sports agency. So I was like, yo, how do this connect with this? I was young, I couldn't see it, but I was like, yo, how do this connect with this?
Because
You
they
know what
all
I
in the
mean?
same club. That's why they all in the same fraternity. But let's finish listening to this. Let's go. I forgot my train of thought what I was talking about. Hold on. Let me go back to the.
Jaguar.
Yeah, let's go back.
Yeah, I mean, you exposing a lot. You looking like a prophet nowadays. You looking
Who
like a
said I'm
prophet.
not?
Hey, I ain't saying you not.
Does anybody know what Sloan Bella is? Because I don't. I don't know if she's an atheist. I don't know where she's getting her information from. But I tell you what, I say her name, I say a few random details, and this chick gotta get up and do a whole video defending herself. Only hit dogs holler.
Man,
And if you're everything that you say you are, I want to know why allegedly is she consorting with these weirdo witch churches that have conservatorships over Hollywood stars. Like I got to get to the bottom of Sloan Bella. Now she talking about she from Canada and she not. See, I don't know nothing about the chick. All I said in my interview is I find it funny that no one wants to believe me when I was actually there, an actual artist, an actual person working with these people. And even though there are some non disclosure agreements, I have had very close ties to some of these people. But don't nobody want to believe me. I'm black. Don't nobody want to believe me. But some
I
white
push
chick.
back though. I push back. A lot of people believe you more than you think, right?
And it's wild.
You
It
probably
no,
just
it's wild, G.
listening to the
All
hate,
I
but
said was, no, I don't just listen to the hate, but I have to listen to where the hate is coming from so I can see what my enemy's objectives are.
right, right,
I've been telling people for 4 years that a lot of people put their life on the line to make sure that Kim's book made it to safety. She died over that book.
wow.
She died over that book. She saved Cassie's life. She was the one that gave Cassie the intel on how to get out, how to get away, and thank God for Mr. Fine, for Cassie's husband.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. She's a medium, and don't nobody know what religion. I'm gonna tell you the dangerous thing about people who practice the old ways like me. They can be used for good or evil. There's a lot of people that sit on these apps that are here to distract people, to change people's mind intentionally. Tasha K is most definitely one of those people. Most definitely. And
Right.
the funny thing is they've been using a lot of AI.
Mm.
How do we know that that Sloan Bella channel ain't AI?
Man, because this AI stuff be looking real.
It
For
looks
real.
very real. There's a whole voice clip out there of Tasha K admitting that she was wrong and saying that I was right about everything and that her husband left because of coochie stank.
Right.
It's out
Yeah.
there. And she said it. She said it smelled so bad she ran him all the way back to Africa. Now, is that her? Who knows?
What
Isn't that
about Cuba?
funny?
What about Cuba Gooding and all this? I heard he like a groomer too.
A
And I was
groomer. He's a Diddy doo wop bop. And
he
his
ain't
daddy,
he
and
ain't Diddy
his
on T.
daddy, and his daddy wasn't no better. See, a lot of people really don't talk about the good.
His father was in a group called the Main. What was it? The Main something. And they used to sing, "Everybody plays the fool sometimes." That's his father that sings that song. That's what she's talking
That's
about.
Diddy father.
No, that's Cuba Gooding's
Cuba.
father.
Word.
That's
Wow.
singing that song. The Main Ingredient. That was their name, I think.
Wow, that's crazy. She said Diddy do wop wop.
Yeah, that's who she called the ones that follow Diddy and sleep with him and stuff. Diddy, when you hear her say Diddy do wop bop, that's what she's talking about.
Goodings. They don't talk about the fact that their father was a musician who was also a drug addict who did a lot of partying in Malibu with the white folks. Who
What you
yet his career seems to go kind of unnoticed, and then Cuba broke through, and then Omar tried to break through, but I guess John Singleton didn't fancy him that much. Um, you know, a lot of people don't want to pay attention to the fact that John Singleton was also a sodomite. You know, and
man,
when I say sodomite, I mean sodomite.
like Sodom and Gomorrah. I know what you know.
This is what they do. This is what they do. It's all pretend.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Is there any way can you make it to the top without like basically selling your soul to this? Is there
absolutely.
anybody?
It's just that every time someone has done it, they unalive them and start all over again. This isn't new.
What about Ice
What's
Cube?
what do you what about what about
Because I was
what
capping
about
for him.
O'Shea?
I said I think Ice Cube he may have done it independently or not.
Yeah. I think what he's more worried about is that he didn't keep a better eye on his son.
Mm.
You know, why don't nobody ask about why O'Shea Jr. just kind of disappeared from the scene and you don't really see a lot going on? I guess he had too much fun in Calabasas, didn't he, O'Shea?
He be on Twitter though. He be making little tweets and stuff.
Yeah, he be making tweets. Why ain't he making movies? Why isn't he doing anything? Why did they take the big three away from Ice Cube and then give it back? You know, I like O'Shea. I do, except for one thing. I can't stand a tough nigga that play tough, but is really a bitch ass nigga and will buckle and fold at the sight of discomfort. See, that's the thing that I really don't like. All of these guys act like they're hard. All of these guys act like they're tough, but you take their trinkets away from them, you take their comforts away from them, and they're all crying, sniveling little brats.
So
Ice
do
Cube
you
knows exactly what's going on. He knows the deal he made with the government too. He remembers the meeting because he was at the meetings when the government came around convincing rappers to make terrible music so that they will commit crime and they can put them in jail. Like they're all a part of this agenda.
Sorry, y'all. She cooking. She is cooking. She is cooking. Okay? She said he had a suburban kid in so many words. Jaguar cooking, boy. Okay, let's go back.
I got another question for you. Do you think
And now he got the big three back, don't he?
yeah, he do. He got his league back. But let me ask you this question. Do you
But the boy ain't making no movies. I wonder what happened between him and Kim Kardashian. Why don't you tell the truth, O'Shea?
Oh, I don't
Why
know
don't you
about
tell the truth about what the Dashians did to your boy?
so he already in it. Oh
He
Shay, he
capped.
already deep.
He
He
capped
already
up. He capped up. And the truth is, if he was a real revolutionary, he would have just told the truth about Dr. Dr. Dre all those years ago. He see that's the thing I don't like about O'Shea. He speak up when it works for him, and then he get quiet when it works for him.
so do you think Diddy gonna tell on somebody or
Diddy's gonna
is
tell on everybody. The question is, who is he gonna tell on first? I keep saying it. You know what I mean? Like you need to get Nasquiat out the way. You got to get him out the way because that's the person he should be most afraid of. Because that's the person he's done the most dirt with. I
so
guarantee you, it was Sean Carter that convinced him everything was going to be okay when he got surprised, detained. I guarantee you, it was Sean Carter that made sure he put it. He does this to everyone. He did it to L.
man, that's crazy.
He's been a
So
government before. He's been a government informant since before he was an artist. He became an artist because
who P
that's
Diddy?
where. No,
Oh, Ice
Sean
Cube?
Carter.
Oh, Jay
Sean
Z.
Carter.
Okay. Jay Z. All right.
Like, don't nobody ask about how that whole thing wrapped up with him, Pow Pow, and his brother, and his mom covering it up, and he never had to do a day in jail for it. Like, why does he keep getting to do terrible things to people? And he'll never got to go to jail. And it's been that way his whole life since he was a kid in Marcy Projects. Maybe there's a reason why he's not allowed to go back. I promise you this, if people really wanted Jay-Z sentenced and judged accurately, they should just send him to Marcy.
I heard he gentrified that over there or something.
He ain't gentrified nothing. He paid a lot of money to cover up for all of the terrible things he's done. He's a terrible person. He is worse than Diddy. And you want to know why? See, Diddy, he got compulsion problems. Everything that Sean Carter does is calculated. He
Mm.
don't have no friends, and he don't love nobody.
He don't love Beyonce.
He don't love nobody.
Is that a real relationship, or is they just acting for the power?
Well, they're both in the witchcraft. So
Ooh.
I'm sure there is a special kinship between the two of them. But see, for her to be a girl who's so dumb that all of her weaves have a higher IQ than her, for a man to come into her life that looks
Y'all might be asking why I keep putting this picture up, but if you look at it, you will see the Rockefellers. You will see the Rockefeller. You will see the Rockefeller. What you call it? Let me take this name down. Hold on, y'all. This thing down. If you look at it, you will see the Rockefeller diamond sign that everybody was doing. And this picture is from the Church of Satan. So if you see this, where I got my thing on, you see him doing the Rockefeller sign. And don't her style, don't that style look like Beyonce style? Let's go back.
Who is that?
That's the people from the Church of Satan in the 60s doing the Rockefeller sign, the diamond. Look, you see him?
Yeah, I see the diamond. Yeah,
That's what he had everybody doing at his concerts, right?
for years.
For years, right? They think they throwing up the rock. But they would never know what they was really doing. I'm just nosy. I'll be reading books and shit, and I came across this picture, and I kept it.
Yeah, and on the front of Jay-Z book, Decoded, he got the gold Baphomet on it. You can't really see it unless you stand back from the book, but there's a Baphomet on the front of his book. Oh, I want to say about the Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx got on YouTube. I forgot what channel he got on. He was talking about how he was the person that Diddy parties recording and stuff. And as soon as those hit the internet again, he went right.
That's when he was sick mysteriously in the
Sick
hospital.
mysteriously.
Yeah, like Rosemary's Baby. You got it. You on to it, and see, you on to that shit now. Like Rosemary's Baby. Like Sharon Tate. All the same shit. Let's go. Let's go back to.
like he's got the power and looks like he's got the juice. And she so desperately wanted to be the one, the one, the one. You know, she was willing to screw her sister over for it. So was her mama. Like, people don't want to understand what all of this means. They're from Louisiana.
Right.
She's a bayou witch.
Mm.
And she former prostitute. The mom,
Oh wow, I don't know that.
yeah. Yeah, when she got that hair salon down there, that was her elevation.
Just in case y'all want to know who she's talking about Tina Knowles. She's talking about Beyonce's mother.
That's why she never had a problem with what Matthew was doing with his peepeeska. Pimps
Did
usually sleep around.
What about the Aaliyah Jay Z dynamic? Did Jay Z have something to do with that? Do you
Of
think that Aaliyah?
course. Of course. Of course. She wasn't supposed to run off with Dave.
Right.
Nobody thought she would go for Dame. Dame had such a bad temper. And he was hard to talk to. But when
I keep putting up this picture with Aaliyah because this Romeo Must Die movie, this was about R. Kelly. If you look at the background, just don't look at this guy here. I forgot his name, Jet Li. Don't look at him. Just look at the background. Look at that background, what it looks like. It looks ritualistic. And it's in red, which is a color within their beliefs of activation. In her last album, this is what the cover was. They was already talking to each other what was going to happen. Romeo is R. Kelly. That's why they used Aaliyah. This is a whole
One,
about a whole energy thing. Then her last album, this was it, the color of it, the activation color.
one of her eyes was covered on that Romeo Must Die thing,
Yeah, she was into the science too, but she ain't know, how far it
and
was going.
on the right it looked like a pentagram.
You mean the
The
movie,
Romeo Must Die, the Romeo Must Die thing.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it
Like
do
on
look
the
like
right,
right here, right
it
here,
looked
but
like a pentagram.
it's a pentagram, yeah, because they was opening a portal. They was about to come after Jay-Z. They got her with the hair covering her right, which eye? Yep, her right eye.
What's that on the left? It looked like a hand, like a palm of a hand with an eye in it.
Wait a minute, which eye was that of hers that she got covered? That was her left eye. I wonder why
Yeah,
they
left
covered the
eye.
left eye.
Wow, left eye next.
No, no, no. Yeah, well, left eye was next, but they usually cover because if you look at this real quick, I'm gonna go back to Jaguar because she was cooking. But when Young Dolph found out what they was doing, he was mocking them, and he did this
On the
cover
opposite side.
for his album, right? It was called Illuminati something, and he put the blood in the eye like I'm killing y'all. You understand? It would look like he was down with it, but he wasn't. He was mocking them. This was after they offered him the $22 million deal, which was offered by Jay-Z through Yo Gotti. And if you add the 22 up, that's a 4, right? Right after Dolph got shot, on the scene of the shooting, before they even picked up the body, there was someone on the scene saying he got shot 22 times. That was a ritual because that was another 4, right? If you know about Jay-Z, you know that the number 4 is associated with him and Beyonce because both of them are born on the 4th day of their birthday months. So you got two fours with this young man, right? And then he actually did get shot 22 times. That's what the coroner's report wound up saying. So you got three fours there. What's the name of Jay-Z's Club 4040? You got the fours there. And that album he did 444. So that was a 444 involved surrounding Young Dolph's passing. And that's how they talk to each other in code. So he already told everybody who was behind this. You get me, nephew? Y'all get me in the chat?
Yeah, yeah, I get you. We spoke about this.
All
Yeah, I
right.
get that.
All right. Rest in peace to Young Dolph, by the way. Let's go back.
When he got around her, he just softened right up. And she just had a way of just, and I think that scared a lot of people because Dame is a force. um and to have a woman like that in his life that everyone loved and adored, and having him as her main protector and that could have been a very, 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 actually, the couple that Jay-Z and Beyonce pretend to be, that's exactly, that's what Damon and Aaliyah would have been in real life, and
Right.
they wouldn't have had to fake it.
So
But
do
they
so do Dame know this? Because I was looking at this picture right here. I see Dame, I see Aaliyah, I see Jay, I see P Diddy. It's a picture of them. They all laying in the bed. So my question is that why
Jay-Z
Dame and
thought he
Jay?
had it made. Jay-Z thought he had it made. He thought he had it, but you can see right there in that picture, it was Dame's hand around Aaliyah. And
Right.
they were, and the favor. Do you see the natural favor?
Yeah.
Jay-Z had been courting Aaliyah for about 4 months before that party. Nobody knew though. He was all
Mm.
done so quiet. He was waiting for her to give in to him so he could start calling Page Six so they could be photographed together. And every time he would try to set it up, she would ditch him. She knew he was using her for clout. And look at hype. Look at hype. I swear to God, I can't wait to
Look,
get
is that
my
Clyde
hands
Davis right
on
there?
him.
Is that
Where?
Clyde? You see this picture? They laying in the bed. Can you see it? Who's the
That
black
girl right there, the white girl. The
next to
only
Dame?
white girl in the picture next to Dame, in between Dame and Andre Harrell.
Oh, that's Andre Harrell. Okay, okay.
There are so many of his victims in this picture. It's disgusting. So you got Dame there, good Hebrew man, and then you got that witch. I won't even say her name because I don't want anybody following her. She be mesmerizing people. But they used
Oh,
to keep her around to mesmerize people, get them suggestible, and then they would drug them and then do what they needed to do. You got Andre Harrell in the middle. That's the black bald man in the middle. And that was the man who mentored Puffy into the game. Now, see, that's the man that got Kim Porter her first Mercedes Benz. I'll never forget. Wasn't it that E-Class? That E-Class 350?
Now she's talking about Andre Harrell. I just want to make sure y'all know who she's talking about because she skips around.
50, was it? Something like that? Yeah, I think it was. Got it brand new for her after she finally let him know that she copied all the tapes of him and Diddy having sex. That's how Kim got that first Mercedes when she was still his assistant at Uptown Records. Now you got Aaliyah there, and then after that, you had who? The Diddler.
look at
And
this
then
one
you
though.
had J Lo. And allegedly that was when they were secretly married.
Mm,
Busta Rhymes being in those pictures right now does not look good.
man, nobody look good in these pictures. I'm trying to
Do
find
you
the
see
picture.
J Lo? Look at J Lo.
Yeah, she
She
like
can't take. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
She is cooking. She cooking. Put a one in the chat if she cooking, y'all. Let me know if y'all want me to continue. Huh? What you say, nephew? She cooking, y'all. Let me go back to it.
she looked like she was having a good time.
Well, allegedly that was her husband at that time.
Right,
Allegedly, her and the diddler were secretly married, and Benny Medina's the one that made it all go away before anybody found out about that after what happened to Natanya Rubin in that club.
right. I was trying to find a picture. It's a picture with Aaliyah. She like holding Jay Z hand. Jay Z, he like standing behind Aaliyah, and she like
He's
holding it.
always standing behind someone. You've never noticed that. He's a
Jay,
loomer. He's a loomer.
yeah, I'm like, hold on. It looked like Aaliyah. It looked like Aaliyah was getting passed around. I don't want to believe
They
that.
were they were drugging her like they do everyone else.
Oh, okay. You said they were drugging her. This ain't
They
the picture.
drugged it. They drugged her to put her on that plane.
Wow. So is that the picture?
I know dancers who worked that last video. Yeah, Corey Gamble is a piece of crap.
Corey Gamble?
Wanna be Grim Reaper. He ain't nothing but a Schluminati babysitter.
Now I've been trying to ask you though. Is that why Damon?
I'm gonna go right back to it. But Corey Gamble is the young black dude that was dating the Kardashians, Kris Jenner, dating the mother. Now, when Kim Porter passed away, he was on the scene at the house where Kim Porter passed away prior to the cops or the ambulance or anybody coming. What was he doing there? I don't know. Yeah, they said Aaliyah was too scared to get on the plane, so they gave her a pill. Nephew, you want to say something? You driving?
He was Justin Bieber nephew too. Manager. He was Justin Bieber manager.
Yeah. Let's go back, y'all.
Jay Z don't get along because the Aaliyah situation.
Of course. That was the love of his life. And he
So what?
leveled up big time.
So what Dame doing? He keeping the street, like he ain't gonna snitch on Jay. He know what's going on, but he gonna keep
Understand this? There are legal ramifications that go along with the truth.
facts.
A lot of people depend on Dame. A lot of people depend on Dame. Dame is a heavy hitter, a hard down man. And the truth is, he ain't got no problem facing nothing. But what about all the people that depend on him? And all of the people that would undoubtedly become victims if he was moved out of the way?
Right.
Shoot, I think the only reason anybody in state property is still alive is because of Dame.
Do they got anything to do with the fall off of Beanie Siegel?
How do you go to jail for tax evasion for money you never made? And then the second you come home and the promoters are all set and all ready to get you back out on the road, and it's time for you to come home and put money in everybody's pocket. Instead, someone comes and puts a bullet in your lung.
Man,
I was with his mama. You know, the first performance he was supposed to do back at home at the TLA, he couldn't make it because they put that bullet in his lung. And then to watch him get on stage and try to perform anyway, I was very proud of him and I was happy for his mother. And she said, what I gotta do to keep my boy alive, Jag?
man, that's deep.
It was then when I started making my plan. He's got to go down. But look at him. Look at that picture, the way he's leaning in the back
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. You right. He always lubed it back with a look on his face.
with his hand on someone's shoulder like a claim.
Like I ain't even gonna lie, even P Diddy, everybody just look like they chilling, partying.
Not
Jay, he looked like
Jay-Z.
he up to something. Like
He's
he was
got an
on.
agenda. He's always had an agenda. And that's why I was trying to get to D Haven to let him know. Because the part of the puzzle that D Haven wasn't understanding and getting is that Jay was a federal informant, even with him.
Wow.
They set D Haven up so he could go to jail so Jay-Z could assume his life and have the credibility to help build Rockefeller. Dame did all of the work. All Damon isn't in financial trouble. Dame is being financially castrated. There is a difference. See, to be in financial trouble means you don't know how to run a company. We all know that that's true with Jay-Z, not true with Dame. So if there is financial trouble, what it is financial castration because all of the friends that Mr. Carter has made have been screwing Dame and Dash for decades. Nobody wants to talk about the sale of Iconics. And the reason why they can't talk about the sale to Rockefeller, from Rockefeller Rockaware to Iconics, is because you are not allowed to sell a company publicly with ill begotten games. Everybody knows all of that money that started Rockefeller in the very beginning before they went corporate came from ill begotten gains.
Yeah, and that was Biggs' money, Kareem Biggs. Kareem Biggs and Dame and other dudes, the Haven. It wasn't Jigga. Like he be trying to act like he was some big drug dealer. He wasn't. Let's continue.
Mm.
See how that works?
Yeah.
If that Iconics deal gets bust open and they're forced to go back to the fact that most of the finances came from a bag man and not from a bank, that invalidates everything.
My
Everything.
question
The feds can come in and take everything.
my question with Dame though, why did he let like didn't he let Jay-Z have his portion of Rockefeller or
Understand this, what makes you think it was a let.
yeah, educate me.
It's not a let. If a man is willing to stage an attack on your life and take away your fiance, and he can do that in front of the world and nobody ask any questions, what makes anybody think Jay-Z hasn't been subbing the shit out of Dame Dash for the past 15 years? He's the king of sub. He
Man,
don't do
fact.
nothing but subliminals. Even his confessions are done subliminally on records.
What about 50? 50 Cent, he said he don't go to no dealer parties. Is 50 with the boule or 50 he standing?
I'm trying to understand something. How does that man say he stay away from all of this and he stay away from all of that, but you got a baby by a Diddy Do I Bop who's on record as being a sex worker for the freak off? How you get a baby with a freak off worker and you wasn't there?
Facts,
You're
true.
not making no sense, Curtis.
Now I'm just saying because 50 he be the main one trolling Diddy.
Yeah, and guess what? How about this? Let me break it down to you this way. You involved in some shady dealings with a bunch of people that are involved in shady dealings. You know there's things that they can't admit. You know there's things that they're not going to admit about you. You know, people keep forgetting that accomplices are just as loyal as friends. Sometimes more. These are accomplices you're looking at.
Wow.
Accomplices. Of course, they're not going to say everything. But you don't end up having a baby by a freak off employee and a Diddy Do Wop Bop by accident. That would make him the dumbest nigga in the world.
Right. Well, he need to be quiet then, because he bringing attention to himself. People gonna start
No,
looking at his.
you got to understand something. He's not going to do that because he wants the both of them out of the way. See, that's the thing. 50, he's a good poker player. He's just not better than me.
Right.
He knows what they're bluffing on and he knows what they're standing on. That's why he's able to pull cards the way he's able to pull cards. But anytime somebody check him about something, he get quiet real fast. If justice is what he wanted, he has enough on the both of them to tell him the truth. Unfortunately, they'll be able to tell the same things about him, won't they? Because
Right.
Curtis is a swish.
What you
He
think
is a
about
swish. He is a fine interior decorator, and he's a little bitchy.
what is a switch?
You know, he not a Diddy do I bop, but he be bopping.
Oh, okay.
He bopped a lot in prison. He bopped
Mm.
a lot with Soldier Boy.
Oh yeah, I
He
seen some
was
suspicious
so
video.
enamored. He was so enamored with Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy was the future of rap. He took such good care of him. He treated him so well.
All right, I got
Curtis
another.
just as gay as the rest of them. He's sodomite too, and he know it. I like him better than these guys because there's Curtis does have ethics.
Okay, he got a certain limit.
Yeah, he won't go too far, but he still just wants it all for his own personal gain.
I got another question for you though. So, what you think about Kendrick Lamar? He seemed to be one of the rappers that's trying to expose this. Is he guilty?
I think they're gonna try to sacrifice Kendrick.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I do.
I'm out here on the West Coast. I'm in California. We can't take
I
that right now.
think
We already
I
lost.
think I think they're gonna try to sacrifice Kendrick.
Don't
I think
say that.
that's what I think that's what the Super Bowl is all about.
Oh no. And I don't want to hear you say that because what you be saying it be coming to pass. Like we gotta cast that down. we gotta like not Kendrick.
He would be the perfect person to remove right now.
Man, that hurt my soul. You hurt my soul this early late
Trust me,
at
they want him gone. They want him gone.
Chris is asking, damn, Queen, you think they're going to try to sacrifice him? Why not? The public is oblivious. He's making people chant, they not like us, they not like us. It's totally off the frequency he's supposed to be on. And he also blew up Drake. He's told us what Drake was doing.
Who was
He's
the other
totally going
person that
against the
blew up Drake?
grain.
There was
Huh?
another. DMX said something about Drake too. Remember
Yeah, I don't remember DMX saying nothing, but I know that
about Aaliyah?
uh, he told the public that he was doing things that he shouldn't be doing. And he was giving clues too. So if you really listen to those songs where he was dissing Drake, he telling. What did DMX say about him?
Because Drake kept talking about Aaliyah and how he was in love with her spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and he got her name. I think he got her face tatted on his back. I think Drake got Aaliyah name tatted on his back, and then DMX started going crazy. Like, yo, if I catch him, I don't care where I catch him at. They was like, yo, if where you think you gonna catch him at? He said, I don't care. If it's in the elevator, I'm gonna slap him.
Yeah, because he knew what he was doing. He knew spiritually what he was doing. But let's continue because Jaguar cooking. And it's long, y'all. It's about, let me see, it's a couple. I don't know. We might have to do a part two because this shit is long.
He's
Lucy
waking too many
Craig.
people up. He's waking too many people up. He's talking pure facts. You know, people look at Kendrick like he's just another rapper, but the truth is he's an artist who knows how to rap very well. He is an artist first, but he is a true believer in God. He's a Hebrew.
Man, Israelite, right?
Yeah. Think about Bob Marley. What's the difference between Bob Marley and Kendrick Lamar right now? Nothing. They are using their music to enlighten and wake up the world. And we saw that. Look at Kendrick's age. He's right around the same age that Bob Marley was.
Uh, all praises to Yah. He think Kendrick still sold out.
No. See, people don't understand the business behind the career. They want you to believe that why is nobody looking at how he walked away from TDE, a house that he built to create his own house? Why don't people look at his very tumultuous relationship with Top?
Right,
Why ain't nobody looking at Top like he became the new gatekeeper of the West when Suge went to jail?
right, right,
Why ain't nobody looking at the fact that one of the greatest rappers he got over there is being heavily overshadowed? Ab-Soul,
right.
the things
So,
that happened to Ab-Soul, the things that happened to his fiance.
mm,
How don't nobody know about how that girl threw herself off of that tower and impaled her own body? He threw himself off of a freeway grieving for her. Why
what?
don't nobody talk about that?
I ain't never even heard of that.
Yeah, just like
That's
nobody seemed to hear about SZA being gang raped by her label mates.
what?
Yeah, there's a lot of dark shit going on at TDE. And that's why Drake kept poking at Kendrick because Kendrick was trying to stop it. He left, started his own house. And now that he has his own house, now that he's been able to do something that they didn't let Pac do, that they didn't let Biggie do, they want him gone.
Man, so if they want him gone, it's only a matter of time. Then he need. I hope he know what you know. He need
We
to.
can't change anything, but sometimes we can bend circumstances. And if there's one thing that I know, true and real prayer cannot be denied.
Facts.
But if ain't nobody praying for Kendrick,
I feel like he praying for himself. But I hope the Super Bowl, like, so what's with that? Like, so the industry's behind Drake. So is they
Number
mad at?
one, the reason why the South is mad about the Super Bowl is because they were promised the Super Bowl by Mr. Carter. That's why he made the announcement early to catch everybody off guard. Hasn't anybody noticed that he likes to catch people off guard?
Right,
He caught Dame off guard. He caught D Haven off guard. He caught Big L off guard. He caught R. Kelly off guard. It's starting to look like he caught Diddy off guard too.
so do you think the Lil Wayne snub, that's something do that mean Jay
Oh,
Z?
I believe he intentionally did that shit so he could make sure little fires got started everywhere and nobody would look to the fact that he is the origin of all of this problem. He's got to prove to the white people that he's a pet for, that he's still viable, that he can still run things, that he can still control things.
Right.
He's got to show them that he's more loyal to their agenda than he is to ours. And it makes
And that's what the problem is when these artists do that. They're more loyal to their agenda than they are to ours. That's why there's so much chaos going on. There's nobody really looking out for us anymore. And we refuse to look out for each other. So I'm doing this video not just for entertainment. I'm trying to really change y'all minds and hearts. And I want y'all to understand how important you are to change the frequency. If you're doing shiesty ass shit in your life, you contributing to this portal being open for all these negative entities to influence our lives and our children's lives and our loved ones. Let's continue.
me sick that every time I hear them say, oh, the culture, this isn't culture. Y'all are not the culture. Y'all are industry. We have to start drawing a line between what is culture and what is industry.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly when TDE blew up after a Lori, after that sacrifice.
So if you feel like they trying to knock Kendrick Lamar out and Jay Z down too, so who's they promoting? Drake, Future, what's going
I
on
tell you
really?
what I do know. There is nothing new that happens under the sun, and everything that happens, it repeats again. About 30 years ago, a great tragedy happened to my generation. It changed us. It changed everything. Tupac was gone, and 6 months later, Biggie was gone, and it would be really sad if that happened again.
What's up with Meek Mills? Is he a victim or he guilty too?
He was a victim.
They turned him out. He with it now.
I told Meek 4 years ago if him, August, and Bashir came out and spoke up about what happened to them at Will Smith's house, I'd stand by them all. I'd
Jag, you
stand
seen
by them all.
Jag? You seen this video right here?
Yeah, I seen that fool, this idiot, this idiot. He
You think he
didn't do
cap?
nothing. No, I know he's capping, and I know who gave him the video, and I know who told him to say it, and I know who paid him. Onika paid him.
Oh, so we shouldn't pay no attention to that.
Tell me something. Tell me something. Let's just put common sense together. Gene Deal has
Right.
spoken on many occasions about why he didn't see certain things in person because as a bodyguard, it was his job to make sure nobody came in the room or out of the room without Puff's acknowledgement or say so. Correct?
Right. Right.
And the only time he got involved is if something came through that door or something tried to get through that door. He's a bodyguard. Why would he be any different? And he's a
Mm.
bodyguard of lesser stature than Gene Deal. Why would he be any different? How would he be able to go into the room and film and nobody know with all of those cameras in that house? If he had have actually done that, there would have been a camera of him doing that. He would have never made it out of the house without being beat the crap out, have the crap beat out of him with the. But see, if you are a member of those parties and you are a trusted member like Onika, you'd be able to walk in that room. She probably was in there. She probably was invited to watch.
Oh, okay, right.
See what I'm saying? That was close up. That audio didn't come from a door from 20, 30 feet away on a bed or something. You know what I mean? That was close
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it was loud, like you right there in the.
Exactly. Exactly. So you telling me
When she says Onika, she's speaking allegedly of Nicki Minaj. And she's talking about that audio that they said allegedly was Puffy and Meek Mills doing the horizontal mambo. But let's continue.
that Diddy was clapping off in Meek's cheeks like that? And he was standing there that close to get that audio,
like
and
they
Diddy
like
ain't lose his mind. You already saw what happened when Cassie tried to get away from Diddy. He punted her down all the way, sucker punched her a couple of times, and drug her by her head like a rag doll. You don't think if he had gotten that close that Diddy was that far out? Nah.
you got a point. I didn't even think of it like that.
And don't nobody ever think of nothing. Because for whatever reason, America is trained to believe everything that you hear and see on a device. They lie all the time. Onika took that footage and paid that idiot to say it.
Mm, mm.
And yeah.
But you saying the audio real though? You
Snoop,
saying
yeah, the
his
audio was
story?
definitely real.
Okay, okay, okay.
Well, why is nobody taking into consideration that all of these young men at one point in time went to the Smith compound and came out changed? Meek got taken there by Charlie Mack, and now he did he do wop bop wearing matching outfits with the diddler. Bashir is now doing gay porn,
Man,
and
I
August
seen
is in love with a man.
man.
What's really disgusting is that the Smiths have not been arrested yet, and they need to be arrested.
She going in on everybody, y'all. If y'all want to watch the rest of this, I'm gonna throw the link in the chat because this is long, and I know y'all don't want to be on here for 2 or 3 goddamn hours, okay? Because I know I don't. I think nephew's in the street somewhere, but my basic thing I wanted to show y'all was that everything is not quite what it seems.
I'm not in
I
the
th-
streets. I'm here
oh,
with you.
okay, okay. I think that Diddy's getting thrown under the bus because he had too much evidence of what was really taking place behind the scenes in Hollywood and all the orgies and the drug parties they was having, like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what goes on out there. And I told y'all before that the same thing that happened to Sharon Tate, that they say Charles Manson was responsible for, the whole Helter Skelter thing, was the same thing. They was doing freak offs, they was doing drugs, and something happened where they was protecting someone else. So in order to, somebody got arrested. So in order to save everybody that was on those videotapes at the time, all the celebrities and politicians and whoever else, um, those people was taken out. There was a lot of threats being done, a lot of videos was being taken at their freak offs. Just the same thing that Diddy is doing now, and people was getting blackmailed. One set of shit was going on. So this is nothing new. That was happened in 1969. So this is deep, y'all. And He is receiving karma exactly the things that he did to people is coming right back to him the same. Every way he could suffer, he's suffering. And people are saying, where are his friends? Listen, they were all in this. They never thought that anybody would be taken down. They've been getting away with all of this stuff for 30 years. They didn't think, they thought they were safe. Maybe they thought they were pleasing their master enough to still have the protection.
And like Jaguar said, they're gonna go down one by one, one by one.
Yeah, because they're protecting somebody, so they're going to throw all of them under the bus. They don't mean nothing to them at the end of the day. They use them for what they use them for. So if they don't have influence over the majority of us, then they're useless now. So once they fall off from us, they fall off. Unless they could find a way to manipulate us again.
It seems like they're trying to do it with his sons. I see his sons out there, like, they've been coming out there a lot, but for the last since the pandemic, I've been seeing them out in New York with certain people. Like, hold up, what they doing out there with them? But now I see what's going on. But now Diddy locked up, I'm starting to see them out more.
Well, I was just saying that too. Like anytime they fall off, they want to come back to us to get some energy because that's the
It's
source.
it seems like it's a new 1017 thing going on. Like it's a new Bad Boys coming up or something. That's what it looked like to me.
Well, I don't know if that's possible. Um, I had a picture of Diddy sitting around with a whole bunch of crystals, amethyst crystals, during the pandemic. He knew something was going on. He was trying to protect himself spiritually, but he had already given himself up. So was his soul. So he can't just get it back with a bunch of goddamn crystals around him. But he's getting thrown under the bus, and I'm sure if they pressure him enough and he don't take himself out, more people are gonna be named. He gonna tell on people, and they just gonna throw them under the bus and get people to replace them. They don't care. It's not that important to them. But anyway, fam, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go take me a nap because this thing just absolutely drains me being up here for some reason. And maybe I'll come back. Maybe tomorrow if I have any strength. But we'll do a part two. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming through. Thank you to everyone that came through. Thank you to everyone that commented in the chat. Thanks, NC, for hanging out. Thank you, nephew. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kane, and whoever's out there listening that didn't show themselves. I hope you all learned something today, and and understand that you can control your own life. You don't have to go along with what nobody give us. You control your own life, and God is with you. God is your protection against all this crazy shit, y'all. Don't give up your divinity. Later, nephew, you got
Yeah,
something to
shout out
say?
to you, Queen. No, shout out to you, Queen. Shout out to the chat. I send my love to y'all and all that. I see y'all later. We talk later.
All right, y'all. Love. One.